get started, folks. If as usual, you know, if you're just starting out on this, just make sure you check with your health professional that everything's okay, especially if you've had any surgery. Please stay in a pain-free range of motion. You know, when you're moving, and obviously, if you've been with me a little while, obviously you can push yourself. If you're just starting out, take it easy, and we'll get going. Okay, so let's get some nice big breaths in. So it doesn't matter whether you're seated or standing. You're going to reach round, reach up, breathe in, stretch it, breathe out, and again, breathe in and out. A couple more. If you can just bob those knees, just get things moving. Nice big belly breath, last one. Okay, so we're going to take the ear to the shoulder. So just going to get that neck moving to start with. Just really gently. Okay, then we're going to turn it to the side. So you're going to try and keep your eyes on a level. So if you need to push your neck in to try and get it round to the side, then you need to work a little bit on that neck mobility. Okay, and really gently, you're going to drop your chin to your chest, and you're just going to slightly look up. Don't really crank your neck. Just drop your chin to your chest. And come back up. Okay, we're going to roll those shoulders forward. Get those shoulders going. And back. So really stretch it. Try and get those shoulder blades moving. Say it doesn't matter if you sat or stood. Okay, big circles. So we're going to go one arm and the other arm backwards. Okay, and forward. Okay, now you're going to take it, which will be my worst breaststroke ever, but it's that sort of movement, coming out, bringing your arms round as much as you can. So it's the nearest description I can get. Okay, now we're going to take our hands across the body, and you're going to push and rotate round. Okay, bringing it back to centre, other side. Back to centre, other side. Okay, then we're going to hands on hips. So if you're standing, you're going to roll your hips round. If you're seated, you're going to move your upper body round. Okay, so if you're standing, we're going to roll those hips round. And opposite way.
Let's dial.
Morning, Lisa. Okay, then we're going to bring the feet in a little bit closer together. We're just going to roll those knees round. So just getting all the joints nicely warmed up. Okay, trying to keep your feet as flat on the floor as you can, just to get that ankle movement. Okay, and then you're going to put your toe on the floor, roll those heels round. And opposite way. Okay, opposite foot. So big circle with your heel, opposite way. Okay, right, so now we're just going to get those heart rates up a little bit. So we're just going to start with a march. Just going to move my chair back a little bit. Okay, so you're just going to start with a nice march. You're going to get those arms swinging. So if you sat, all you're going to do is get going, lifting your leg as much as you can and your arms as much as you can. So it just depends where you are with your movement. But I say if you're more able-bodied, you're going to get a nice march on. Really lift those knees. Everything nicely in line. Okay, relax those arms and shoulders. We get them swinging. Okay, push the elbows back as well. So keep it going. Okay, so I said if you're seated, you're just going to go to your range, okay? And your speed. If your speed is a little bit slower, it doesn't matter. doesn't matter. I'm just going to get through this warm up. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to get a bit of balance in. You're still doing this seated, you're going to lift up and squeeze. Bringing it down, lift up, squeeze. So if you sat, you're just going to keep going, you're just going to lift up and squeeze, lift up and squeeze. Okay, so if you stood, you're just lifting, squeezing, lifting, squeezing. Okay, this is going to give you a nice squeeze, extending those glutes. So now, I'll turn to the side and show you. So you're going to lift your heels as much as you can. Stay nice and upright. Squeeze your hips forward. That's it. And lift those heels. Okay, if you're a little bit more able, you can take that into a jog, lifting the heels. If you're sat, you're just going to pull your heel up off the floor. Okay, so you're just going to get that heel up off the floor. Okay, so say if you stood, you know, or you can take it into a jog, lifting those heels up. Okay, right, let's keep that going for a few more seconds. Okay, so now we're going to do 3 marches and then we're going to dig the heel. Okay, so you can still do this seated, you're going to extend the leg. So what you're going to do is you're going to go 1, 2, 3, dig that heel, stick the bum back. It's going to give you a nice stretch down the back of that leg. Then 1, 2, 3, change it. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, dig that heel in. Say, sit your bum back, give that hamstring a nice stretch. And say if you're seated, you're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and then stick your leg out. Pull your toes up towards your chest. A couple more. Last one. Okay, so now we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and put the leg back, okay? So you're going to do that seated again. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3 and then step it back. 1, 2, 3, step back. So you're going to squeeze your bum cheek, push your hip forward. Okay, so you're going to carry on doing that. So if you're seated, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 and then you're going to take your leg back, and if you can, you're going to drop your hip down, okay? 1, 2, 3, take your leg back. If you can, drop your leg, push your hip forward, okay? 2, 3, keep changing sides, doing 1, 2, 3, and then stretch. Don't forget, squeezing your bum cheek as much as you can. So squeeze, that's going to stretch those hip flexors. Okay, so that nice big step back, stretch those hip flexors. That's it, keep changing it. Okay, and rest. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to take a smaller step back and you're just going to sit it back, push the weight over this back leg. Okay, so everything's nice in line, just to stretch that calf. Okay, and then we're going to change sides, stretch the other side, and then you're going to do that again. I'm just going to show you the seated one. Okay, so your seated one, all you're doing is bring your leg forward and back, and you're just pushing the weight through that heel, because that's just going to help just stretch that calf, and then stretch the other side. Okay, so keep swapping sides, just hold it for 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, so now we're going to increase the rotation of the back. Okay, so we did the arms going round, and if that's all you can manage, if your shoulder mobility is not great, we're not going to push it. You're just going to keep going with that one. Okay, if you are a little bit more able, you're going to cross your hands across your body onto your shoulders. Lift your elbows up as much as you can. If that's all you can manage, that's fine. Lift your elbows up as much as you can and rotate. So you can do this seated or standing. Try and keep your hips forward. Sometimes it's actually easier seated because you've got your balance through your hips anyway. Okay, we're just going to keep rotating, squeezing it round. Okay, so if you're comfortable with that, we're now going to take the hands onto the shoulders. Get those elbows back, so you're stretching that chest and then pushing it round. Pushing it round. Pushing it round. Okay, what I say, you stay where you can get to on this. Okay, and relax. Give those shoulders a roll. Grab yourself a drink. We're going to start to get into a little bit more movement now. So, the reason I wanted to get the rotation in and get that marching in is because we're going to do a knee to elbow today. So, if you are able to stand, you're going to bring your arm up, okay, and you're going to keep your elbow as high as you can to bring your knee to it, okay, and we're going to do one side at once. So you're going to get that balance. Sorry, but a bit of fluff or something. Get that balance, bring that knee up, okay. So if you're seated, you're just going to bring your knee up as far as you can. Okay, and you try to bring it across a little bit to that elbow. So we're going to go for one side, then the other. 30 seconds on, 20 seconds rest, 30 seconds to the other side. Okay, so are we ready? So you're going to be stood or sat. Are we ready to start our 30 seconds? 3, 2, 1, off we go. So, knee to elbow. Same side, so you're going to get that balance. If you can get it that you're not touching the floor, if you're just extending that leg, that's going to work that to the maximum balance then. Okay. Try to make contact each time, if you can. Last few seconds. So if you need your balance and tapping down, that's fine. Okay, rest. That's not, why is that not going? How's that audio in?
No, volume turned up.
That's it. That's it. Okay, we're ready to go to the other side. We've got 5 seconds. So it should be starting to increase heart rate now. Work that balance. You're working at your own pace. So if you're a little bit slower, that's fine. No problem at all. Try to make that contact, even if you need to drop that elbow a little bit. But say if you can get it, that you stood on one leg, doing, that's fine. You'll take it, it's your level. This is why we're doing it on times, because it's easier for you to work at your own pace. Okay, and rest. Okay, we've got 20 seconds rest, and then we're going to run through that again. So I'm going to show you the seated one. I'm going to push it through to show you the seated one. So if you're able, you're going to carry on standing. We're going to do that again. All right, it's going to stop. Okay. Right, so are we ready to go again? So if you're able to be standing, you can carry on with that. I'm going to demonstrate the seated one this time. You can take this at your own pace. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's going to get that little bit of rotation in. So all you're doing is bringing it down. If you're struggling to bring your leg up, use your hand. Just make a connection. Make a connection. Okay, try to get a little bit of movement to the side as well. If you can when you're seated, it's up to you. If it's just up and down, that's fine. Okay, last few seconds. Okay, 20 seconds rest. We're going to go for the other side. Oh, there we go. Last few seconds rest. We're going to go for that other side. So I say it's all about where you are at the moment, what ability you've got. Off we go. So if you can just tap and lift up, you can just tap and lift up, that's fine. If not, you're going to try and get that elbow across and get a little bit more movement in that leg if you can. But I say, you'll always be able to come back to these and rework them. If you suddenly think, oh yeah, I could do a bit more now, you know, you can go back through these posts on Facebook or find it on the YouTube channel. They're all labelled up there for the Wednesday sessions. Okay, rest. Okay, so we have got one more set of those to do. So heart should be starting to pump a little bit now. Okay, and then we're going to go into some upper body work today. Okay, let's reset that. Okay, we have got one more set to go. So if you just grab yourself a quick drink, and then we can take this one to the mat for the last time. Okay, so you should be getting the blood pumping around a little bit, getting that little bit of rotation on the body. Single leg work, single arm work. Okay, are we ready to go for this last set? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oops, that's it. Can press it out. So we're just going across, cross, cross. So again, if you can get it that you're not putting your foot down, that's fine. If you need to, just to steady yourself, that's good. It's good, it's all good. Come on guys, keep it with me, keep it with me. So your pace, so if you're quicker, that's fine. Just try to make a connection each time. Okay, 20 seconds rest, let's go to the other side. Seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So lifting up, taking it across. Okay, if you take that leg out to the side, even if you need to tap it down, make that connection. If you're struggling with your shoulder mobility, but you're all right stood up, tap with your hand. So it's all adaptable. Last 5. Last couple of seconds. And rest. Okay, grab yourselves a drink, guys. Right. We're back on. Sorry, guys. That's Information Central this morning. It's the start of the self-employed grants this morning. Right, where are we? Right, so I did say earlier, I did say on my post, you need a couple of weights. So, water-filled bottles, shoes, tins, anything that you can lay your hands on that's just a couple of weights. If not, you can do this body weight, you know, with no weight added resistance at all. It's entirely up to you. You're still going to get that movement. You can either, if your weights are really light, you can make it quick. If you're using it for body movement, you can actually make try and maximise the actual range that you're moving. Okay, so it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to show this section seated first. Okay, I'll just show you through while you're having a drink. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 lots of 30 seconds of reverse fly. So seated, it's going to come up, you're going to lean forward, lift the arms. Okay, if you're standing, it's going to be bent over, lifting the arms. Okay, we are then going to do 2 lots of upright row. Okay, so it's going to be an upright row. Again, if you're standing, it's just going to be a straight. You can take it to a little bob if you want. Okay, if you're a little bit more able. And then the last one is going to be a push up in the air. Okay, so you're going to go, even if you can only do here, or without the weights or anything, but we're going to get a push up in the air. And again, it'll be the same standing. Okay, so we're going to do all of that together. So it's going to make it quite a long while. We are going to do 2 lots of 30 seconds fly, 2 lots of 30 seconds upright row, 2 lots of 30 seconds with your punch up. Okay, so I'm just going to change the clock. Okay, so I hope you go out with a drink, you managed to grab yourself some weights. If you wanted to, that's fine. Right, so I'm going to go through the seated one first, okay? But if you're standing, you're just going to keep that back nice and flat and lean over. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so we've got 2 lots of 30 seconds. So you can lean forward, lifting, the arms are in an arc. Okay, coming out and back up, okay? So when it's finishing, you're lifting up, lifting your elbows up high, squeezing those shoulder blades together. So I'll do 1 set of each, standing and seated, so that you can see. Head nice and neutral. Okay, 20 seconds rest. I'm going to show you the standing one this time. So say you're staying, you're going to do another set of wherever you are. 10 seconds. . Well, guys, I hope you're enjoying these different ones each week. Let's go. Let's go for the reverse fly. Okay, so nice flat back, looking almost at the floor. Okay, so you're not here, he's right down if you can make it. It's just going to stretch. You should feel it in your bum cheeks, in those hamstrings. Just keeping those arms again in a nice arc, pulling up and out to the side. Okay, so the next one is your upright row. If you're standing, if you want to get a little bob and drive into that, you can do. If not, you can just keep it a static stud. So I'll show you the different ones. And again, so just cut that couple of seconds off again. So you're just going to pull up, elbows high, elbows leading on this one. Okay, so you can hold your tins or your water bottles, however you want to hold them. But it's elbows high, elbows high. That's what we're aiming for. But you're going to go to your range of motion. You know, if you can't manage the weights, all you're doing is lifting your arms. Lifting your arms. Okay, last few seconds. Okay, so if you stood, okay, the next one, I'll show you the next one we'll stood and we'll drive it through. So if you're a little bit more able, you can make this a little bit more cardio for yourself and get that compound move in there with that half squat as well. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you drive it down and up. Again, it's elbows high. Drop down and up. Drop down and up. Keep it going. Last few seconds. And rest. Okay, so the next one is the punch up. So if you stood, you're just going to punch those arms or those weights in the air. Seated, I'll show you the different variations that you can do depending on how able you are. Lucky I've got Steve behind the camera this morning, just moving and adjusting for me. Okay, we're ready. So, if you can, you're driving all the way up. All the way up. Okay, if you're a little less able, you're just making a half move. If you're not, if you've not got much shoulder mobility, all we're doing is just trying to get those arms and shoulders to move up and forward. Okay, so it's just that forward motion. It's entirely up to you where you're at. Okay, 20 seconds rest. We're going to do that one again. Okay, are we ready? So this time we'll be stood. Steve's going to need to adjust again. 2, 1. Okay, so we're driving it up, up. Arm as much as you can by the ear. If you're extending fully, try not to get it so that you're pushing here. Let's see if we can get those arms straight up, get that shoulder mobility, keeping the rib cage down if you can. I struggle because as soon as I get up, I want to do that. If you can keep nice and flat, tummies and bums sucked in. Okay, and rest. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of extra rest now because we're going to run through all of that again. Okay, we're going to do the whole thing again. So now you've got used to it, we can do it again. So just grab yourself a drink. Okay, so are we ready to go again? So you're going to start again with that reverse fly. So it's a nice arc position, back nice and flat, tummy sucked in. Again, if you're leaning forward, still tuck your tummy in on your seated. Okay, are we ready to start again? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So you're going to go on to that 30 seconds. So nice big arches. Okay, make a nice big arch. Lift those elbows as high as you can. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really going to get you moving. Holding that position, holding that tummy in. Neck nice and neutral. Trying to crank it up. That's why I'm not looking at the camera at the minute. Okay, try and keep it going. Last few seconds. Okay, so show it seated again. I'll show it all without the climb. That's it. Sorry, guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you're seated, you're leaning forward, arcing up. Okay, so you try and get those arms up as much as you can. But if if you're struggling, just get that little bit of movement. Just relax and just try to make the movement in your shoulders. It doesn't have to feel like it's a real strong move, as long as you're getting that movement in your shoulders. Okay, but if you can lift those arms up, you get it. If you've got your weights, that's fine. Just showing you the different ways you can still work it. Okay, so we're going to go for that upright row. So, because I'm seated, I'll do it seated. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. So, nice and upright. Again, elbows are leading. If you're struggling sitting, to drop the legs down in front, drop the tins down in front, just keep your legs, if you need to keep that balance, keep those legs together, then just lift to the side. It's fine, as long as the elbows are coming up first, that's fine. So just try and find all different ways. What I'm doing is getting rid of all the excuses that you guys might have for not being able to do anything. Okay, so 20 seconds, we're going to go through those upright rows again. I'll show you it stood this time. So if your weights are light, you can really start to pump this out. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So drive it up. Okay, so if you need to be static and you can stand, squeeze bum and tum, use those shoulders and elbows on their own. But if you want to bob, drive it up, make it as cardio as you want it to be. Keep it going. Okay, rest. Okay, so the last 2 sets are the push and punch overhead. Okay, so we'll do it stood first. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So drive it up, up, up. So if you want to if you've got a good position, you can do it as much, as quick or as slow as you like. It also depends on your weights. If you haven't got any weights to hand, you're going to be punching up at a nice quick rate there. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, we have got last 1, 2 on this one, and then we're going to do some lower body work. Same timings, we're going to do some lower body work. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go with that last round. Squeeze that bum and tum, keep that chest down if you can to get those arms up. Get some movement in those shoulders. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, grab yourself a drink and I'll show you what we're going to do on the next one. So the next one for seated, got a couple of options here because standing people are going to do a squat. So if you're seated, you can do your stand up and sit down. We've got 30 seconds, so you can do as few or as many as you like. Okay, if you're struggling with that and you want to stay seated, all I'm going to get you to do is squeeze your bum cheeks really hard. Squeeze your bum cheeks in the back of your legs really hard. So you're lifting your bum up. Okay, so you can see that. You can see that from the side as well. So you're squeezing and lifting up, squeezing and lifting up. Okay, you've got 30 seconds on that. Okay, so hand walk out. So that's working the hamstring. So all you're going to do if you're seated is lift your leg. Okay, if you can straighten it out and lift up, that will be fabulous. But if not, you're just going to straighten that leg. Okay, just going to straighten it out. Okay, and then the side lunge, all you're going to do is lean from one side to the other. Okay, so you can take that to as far as you can. Okay, so that's your thing. So you're going to squeeze your bum cheeks or stand up, lift your leg or lift your leg right up, side lunge. Okay, people who are standing a bit more able, you are going to do a squat. So knees tracking out over toes, toes facing at around 10 to 1. Okay, dropping it down, coming up. Dropping it down, coming up. Chest is going to stay nice and upright, okay? Then we're going to go to a walkout. So I'm going to do this sideways. If not, I should be right up at the camera. So you're going to keep your legs as straight as you can. You're going to come down to the floor. You're going to walk it out to a press-up position. Keep your legs straight. Walk it back, stand up. Those of you guys who have trained with me before, if you want to put your press up in at the end of the walkout, you can do. If not, it's just going to be a walk out and walk back. Okay, and then the last thing is the side lunges. So you're going to do 30 seconds on one side. Okay, and then we're going to do 30 seconds on the other. So it's a step out, bending that lead leg, other leg staying flat on the floor, driving it off with that lead leg, driving it back to centre, keeping your balance, taking it as far and as low as you can. Okay, so you can either pump it really fast or you can take it really low and work on the movement. Okay, so are we ready? We're going to start with that squat, stand up or bum squeeze, depending on where you are. Okay, so I'm going to start with the standing squat. Are we ready? All ready for that squat? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So let's get that squat in. Nice and upright, hips and shoulders coming up together. So it's not hips first and then shoulders, don't want any Mexican waves going on. Okay, so you bring your arms across your chest, fold your arms, do whatever you want to do with it, put them up in the air if you want to put them up in the air. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so you can, that's it. Oh, okay. So we'll go through the seated to stand. If you're more a little bit more able on the chairs to stand up. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to try not to swing it forward to get up. Okay, if you can. You're just going to stand up, squeeze it up, sit down. Okay, it might be if you come back to this again and you're struggling with this and you're having to really lean and squeeze forward, then you maybe want a couple of cushions on the chair just to lift it up so you can sit down. I'm going to try and control that sit down as well. If you can, try not to just flop into the chair. Okay, let's say 30 seconds, so you can do it as many times as you like. Okay, we are into that walkout. So I'll stay seated, I'll show the walkout one. If you stood, legs straight, walking out to a press up position, and pushing it back in, keeping your legs as straight as you can. Okay, we're ready? Let's go. So, walk out. We're doing a walk out here. Seated. If you can, you are going to lift that leg. You straighten, lift, bring it down. Straighten, lift, bring down. Straighten, lift. If not, you're just going to take that leg out as far as you can. Last couple of seconds. Okay, so I'll show you I'll go through the standing one now for the next set. Three, two, 1. Off we go. So, nice straight legs. Get down to the floor. Out to that press up position. Push it back in. Try to keep those hands facing forwards. That back nice and flat if you can. You should be able to feel that in the back of your legs as you're coming down and as you're going back up. Keep that tummy and bum squeezed. Okay, so the next one we are into is the lunges. So these I've stood, I'll show these stood. So we're going to do all one side and then all the other. Okay, so just power up off that leg. Let's go. So you're going to step out, drop it down, drive up. Okay, so you can slow it down if you want to. Get down as far as you can, keep that heel on the floor, drive up. If not, you can take it a little bit shallower and really push it through. Get it cardioing up. Okay, I like to take it as a bit of a stretch as well. And drive it through, get that weight over that leg. Okay, 20 seconds rest. We're going to go for the other side. And we've got all this to do again. Okay, we're ready. We're going to go, we'll leave that other leg this time. Static leg stays facing forward as much as you can. Flat on the floor, that foot. Okay, reaching it out, drive up. Reaching out, drive up. Try not to push off the thigh, if you can help it. Okay, so you're bending that lead leg, pushing up off that lead leg, working that single leg, driving it up. Making sure that knee's going out in line with the toe. And rest. Okay, give those legs a shake. Grab yourself a drink. We're going to go through that one again. Whew. So next couple of seconds. So we're going to get ready for that squat. That's sit to stand, or just the squeezing your bum cheeks as hard as you can to lift yourself up and back down. Okay, so we should be able to cover everybody being able to do something on that. Right, are we ready? Let's get through this one again. 3, 2, 1, and squat. Okay, so if you're just squeezing and up, squeezing all your leg and bum muscles, squeeze up, driving those feet into the floor. It's going to help strengthen these hips, strengthen that bum, which is going to help you push and push to be able to get up that little bit easier without tiring yourself too much if you struggle with that. Okay, then we're going to go for the sit stand. You guys that are more able, you're squatting. Another 30 seconds of squat. Making sure that those hips and shoulders are coming up together, going down together. You're not leaning forward. Okay, we're ready. Let's go. So squeeze up. Control it down as much as you can. So if you need to lean forward, put your hands on your thighs. To stand up, that's fine. So if you need to lean forward, driving up with those hands. Or if you've got a chair with arms on the side, you can use those to actually push yourself up that little bit. Okay, so it's up to you. It's up to you where you are. Okay, next one is the walkout. Okay, so this one you're going to just stick those legs out. Even if it just means sliding them across the floor. Just want you to extend this hamstring. On the back of the leg. Okay, we're ready? So you can even just extending out, or you can lift up, or you can lift and lift, lift and lift, lift and lift. That's it. So taking it back, just taking it where you want to. Okay, you more able guys, you're walking it out with your hands. Okay, show you again. Three, two, one. Off we go. Let's walk it out. Walk it back. Stand right up. Hinge it down. Keep those hands facing forwards. Keep them facing forwards on your way back as well. So you're pushing up. Last few seconds. Okay, so we're going to go for those side lunges. I'm going to show these are seated ones this time. So you're working on one side. All one side. So don't forget, guys, if you're a bit more able, go down. So you're pushing up. So you're coming across, pushing off that leg. So if you can get some more pressure through your toe to push that leg back and just get that lean, that's fine. Or if that's where your range of motion is, it doesn't matter how far you step out. If you can lean, just lean to the side. It's just going to get that weight shifting. That's what I wanted, is the weight shift from one side to the other. Okay, you're now going to go on the other side, 30 seconds. Three, two, last one on this one. So we're just going to go out to the side and back, side and back, side and back. So if you can push off that leg that little bit, that's fine. But say if not, you're just going to bring it across. Or if you're struggling with that, you're just going to lean to the side. I just want you to shift this weight to one bum cheek, then back to centre. Bum cheek, back to centre. If you can extend that leg. If not, you guys, don't forget, you guys are still lunging, driving off that front leg, that lead leg. Okay, rest, grab yourself a drink. We have got one more set to go through, so we're going to do one of everything. So this time, when it comes to the side lunges, you're going to do alternate, okay? So we are going to do 30 seconds of reverse fly, 30 seconds upright row, 30 seconds punch up, 30 seconds squat, walk out and side lunge. Okay, so we're circuiting it through. So give those legs a shake, give those arms a roll. So we're ready for those reverse flies. So remember to sit. If you're sitting, you're leaning forward. If you're standing, you're going to keep that back nice and flat, okay? With weight or without, it's entirely up to you. Right, are we ready for this last one then? We have got 6 rounds of 30 seconds. We are going to go. Are we ready to start that reverse fly? 3, 2, 1, off we go. So if you're seated, leaning forward, arcing those arms, with or without your weights. Okay, you're going as far as you can. You're standing, nice flat back. Okay, don't hunch your back out. Nice flat back. Pull your shoulder blades back and down to get that nice arc movement. Okay, get those shoulder blades moving. Last few seconds. Okay, 20 seconds rest. We are going to go into that upright row. Okay, so you're going to pull up. So it's time to have my weights ready. So from here or here, it doesn't matter. Off we go. So up. Leading with the elbows. Leading with the elbows. So if you stood, you're going to get that little bob and drive in if you can. Start to pump it through. It's the last time you're going to do this. Give me that back nice and flat. Last 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we're going to go for that punch in the air. Okay, so whether you're seated or standing, you're going to go for it straight up as you can get it. Okay, as vertical as you can get it. Punch to the ceiling. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2. Keep it going. Come on, you're doing well. We're nearly halfway through this final round now. Last few seconds. Okay, if you want to keep those weights held for squats, you can do. Okay, so it's the squat, the stand up, or the bum squeeze. Okay, but say if you want to keep those weights on your squat, you can do. It's entirely up to you. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So dropping it down, driving up, keeping that chest upright. Okay, work those hips, push those hips out, push those knees over the toes, squeeze your bum cheeks. Last few seconds, driving it through. Okay, those walkouts. So, seated. Extend the leg and lift if you can. If not, you're just going to extend or push the leg out. If you're standing, I'm going to try and hinge it down. If you need to bend your knees to get down to the floor, that's fine. I just want you to try and keep those legs as straight as you can. Let's go. Take your feet out a little bit wider if you need to. Driving it down. Push back up. Try and keep those heels on the floor. If you can. So you're walking out. If you can only walk out to the other. Okay, so the last one is the side lunges. So you're going to go alternate sides this time, whether you're standing or sitting. So it's alternate sides. Okay, whether you're standing or sitting. Okay, so it's alternate. Last 30 seconds. You're going to push, 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 push. Okay, do the last few standing up. So we can get that back to centre, out to the other side. Back to centre. Driving it through. Come on, guys, the last few seconds. Keep it going. Okay. Grab yourself a drink. Give those legs a little bit of a shake. Have a little bit of a cool down. Okay. So have a little bit of a march. Nice and gently. So if you're seated, you're just going to lift your legs up. Just get those legs moving. Nice and gentle. Okay. Give those shoulders a roll. Okay, so we're going to lean it down to one side. So you're just going to lean to one side. If you can, you're going to reach over as well. And just have a bit of a stretch. Not too long. Just nice and gentle to get that heart rate back down to normal levels. Okay, shoulders a roll, arms a flick. Give yourselves a clap, guys. Good session. See you soon. Cheers.